Rifle 2009 to 2012. What you have to do the right way. As a technician, first thing you have to do, if you don't have a scan tool because you don't want to play with the ABS sensor, disconnect the negative cable battery. After we disconnect the negative cable battery, you need 21 millimeter socket wrench. 21 millimeter socket wrench. You take the tire out. After you take the tire out, second thing you do, but we always remember, you jack the vehicle and then you put it on jack stand for safety. Safety always first. And the second thing you do, and then when you pull the tire off, and then now you start looking around, you have to disconnect the ABS first before you do anything. Because you could go try to change the wheel bearing, but ABS sensor must stop. So what you do first, get lubricant first, PP Blaster 80, spray around the ABS sensor. It's a 10 millimeter bulb. You take that one, and then make sure don't use the screwdriver. You could use something like that, a wrench, and then you wiggle a little bit until you put it out. And then when you take it off, you set it up somewhere. And then next thing you do, you use a 17 millimeter socket. The 17 millimeter socket you use, you take the caliper off. But the best way to take the caliper off, you don't have to release the brake. You push, use a screwdriver, you push the back caliper, you push everything away, and then open the brake fluid reservoir, and then you push the fluid back, and then you release the caliper. Always remember, hang the caliper because you don't want messed up with this line. After you use your 17 millimeter, and then secondly, what you do, you use a 30 meter, you need impact wrench socket. If you don't have impact wrench, use a crowbar and then put the vehicle seat, but you have to release the bolt, and then you need a pin, and then you tap on it, you release the lock, and then you use a 10 millimeter, 30 millimeter socket wrench to take that bolt. As soon as you take that off, you need the 17 millimeter, that's 4 bolts. And the back, you release them. When you release them, and then don't hit the axle with the hammer. What you do, you could use a plastic rubber mallet, but the best way to do it, use this piece of wood, hit the axle. If the axle hard to push, this is what I do. I use that tools, It's a big ball, and I put it in there. I knock it over, and then I push it. After you push it, I always use PP Blaster or anything. You lubricate this, and then you pull this out. When you pull this out, you don't need it anymore. You need a new wheel hub bearing. So what I'm about to show you now, before you put the new wheel hub bearing, use this lubricant anti-seize, because that's why it's hard for me earlier to take it off. So you lubricate around it a little bit. Not that much. A little. Around this. Don't put too much. You don't want to mess up with the ABS sensor. Use it on the outside. When you push, so we're going. Okay? Use a little bit of anti-seize. You could use it a little bit here too. For next time when you remove the CV joint, because it's gonna be hard to pull out. If we do that, it's not gonna seize that thing. All right. So now, always remember, the way you take that thing out, the reversal you put it back in. Okay. I show you. This is the new wheel bearing hub. Compare them. Make sure it's 5 lug nuts. They both look the same. Okay. Always remember, the 2 close always go on top. Always remember, put that shield back. This space goes to the same way for the caliper. Okay. Always remember, put this that way, and then you slide it in. slide it in. There we go on a strip. And then you got 4 balls. Always remember, use the balls. And then you put it in. Always remember, they are long ball. After you done all this, and then do not tie it up yet. Put the caliper back. Tie the caliper. Before you put the caliper, put the hub, and then put the caliper back, and then tie it up. That's all. This is how you change with a hub bearing. And then you always remember, do not tight too much. You could use the sealer. So the blue sealer, you could put something in there. Do not tight too much. Thank you guys. Have a nice day. Thank you.